A-Tray power with you because I'm not about to politic with you, an agent of destruction. You are an agent of destruction. You're emotionally evolved. That's why you talking like a woman. Every day you getting up, you at me, oh, Ant Jefe this, Ant Jefe that. Go to your hood. Go question those dudes that called you out. Like you be in everybody else's business, trying to tell them to go to their hood and holler at their homies that's speaking on them. Put the person out there that told you I got a DP coming, and let's address it.
I got one challenge for you. Try Whisper Flow one time.
My bad, y'all. I gotta
Promise.
get premium on the
why I haven't.
I'm still not understanding how from that they put together Wack got him arrested. But also during that live stream, Spottyface said he got a call from Young Ant. He said that Ant was in good spirits.
Wait, look. First and foremost, I just got off the phone with Young Ant Jefe.
What's he talking about?
Of course, you know he innocent, and the video footage gonna prove that he's not. They just using his name. I put Lush on the phone with him too. He definitely in good spirits. You know what I'm saying?
And Lush is
talk to Young Ant Jefe. So we can't ignore the fact that the videos and the false narratives that was put out by Young Ant Jefe, by people against Young Ant Jefe, that didn't raise his bill. That's a fact. That's not.
Yeah, do y'all agree with that? Because Spotty did say that. I'm not sure. Yeah, I just wanted to know if they agree with that.
That definitely did.
You guys feel
was coming here
a little weirded out by the fact that Ant Jefe allegedly got in a parking lot and then came and did the podcast like a day later. And I'm not gonna lie, I do know some YouTube sleuths who've been digging through the podcast that appeared right after this alleged murder. And there is some interesting stuff to be discerned from some of the podcast appearances if you really study Ant afterwards. I'm not going to be the one breaking down any of those theories, but I do feel like the YouTube detectives have a little bit of work to do.
Hey, Adam.
Now, one thing I truly believe when it comes to the social media, you have to be very careful with your words and what you say on wax, because the words you say can paint a total different picture than what you may have actually meant.
I don't understand you dudes that's out here on the street acting extra tough, thinking you extra thorough, and don't be having a care in the world. But when you get in that jail, it's the total opposite. You scary, you don't handle business, you go PC, you know what I'm saying, and all this type of stuff, and then get back out here to the street and try to transition back into this thug person. That's why this stuff is so messed up and poisonous right now, because you type of dudes, man. If you did anything that go against what you signed up for, bro, bow out, bro, or take a bow, bro, or stay up in your place, bro. Ain't nobody buying that tough stuff. You dudes tell, you dudes go PC, you dudes do stuff that's against the game and get mad when dudes hold y'all accountable for that type of stuff, and then try to act like you ready to go on a war, you know what I'm saying, binge with everybody. Oh, it's up with everybody. It wasn't up when you was in them jails. Don't get back out here to the streets with that tough stuff, bro. Stay PC, bro. You know what I'm saying? Stay PC like you was in jail, man. Ain't nobody buying that tough stuff, man. You dudes get in jail and want to follow the rules and then get back out here to the streets, man, acting like you Al-Qaeda, man. Get out of here.
The feds could use that clip and paint a picture that Ant was still active. And it's more than just that. But I'll say that for another video. But I want to get into this Wack 100 got Young Ant Jefe arrested, because I don't agree with it. And Wack 100 got at Spottyface and Munchie B and responded to anybody else claiming that he had something to do with putting Young Ant Jefe in jail. Because from the sound of it, Ant Jefe might have been snitched on by somebody in his own hood.
Spottyface, that he called me.
His credibility, he went on there talking about some on Clubhouse, said he got my phone and there was officer's number to my phone, and I turned it. What? Man, it's saying, okay, he killing his credibility.
I didn't know he said that.
He got my phone. It was a detective number in my phone, and I gave him information on Ant Jefe to get arrested. Not from A-Tray case. Sorry.
Wow. That's what Brazy said. I seen the video. B Brazy seeing that NBA is saying that too. NBA, I guess that Young Ant said what others. They're saying that, yo, as soon as you beef with Wack, got something to do with Wack.
It got to do with an A-Tray gangster DP.
I have no idea.
Just talk.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. It just seemed like everybody Wack get into it with go to jail situation happened to tech day page. He bought them up. You know what I'm saying? He want to be a fake YouTube Debo in his. I'm telling you, bro. I can't wait till somebody slap his face virtually or in real life and knock his dumb ass down. Let's keep going.
About Anthony been on my phone the last couple months talking real cordial and regular. They don't want me
out there.
They don't want me to put these text messages out.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, bro, get with you in the morning. Right? So if me and you getting into it and you've been under investigation for 2 years because you moving dope to Tennessee and they decide to service they warrant, what that got to do with me?
Hey, Chuck, what did I say when in that first day?
Yeah, you said they was gonna try to blame what?
Blame me for what? Hey, listen, I'm from Palm Roof for real.
No, we know what you
start A-Trade gangster. I ain't involved in the DP or the A-Trade gangster. We wouldn't DP or A-Trade gangster. It's called intentional.
This machine could change t-shirt printing.
I ain't gonna lie, right?
I printed this t-shirt with
it
the
seems like Wack 100 did the same thing he did with Big U, with Young Ant Jefe, but he just didn't do it like to a level, right? And what I mean by that is that, you know how Wack started the whole campaign against Big U, like, he just started putting kernels out there, little pieces of information and evidence. Yeah, you got a DP coming from this, you got a situation with the DP. He just kept mentioning this DP stuff, and we didn't really understand it, so we didn't like latch onto it and start, talking about it. But he definitely was the only person in media that was speaking on Young and Jefe, having some type of situation with a DP and bringing it to the light. So don't act like niggas is crazy for saying you got something to do with his situation, because you do. You're putting light on it. When you speak, people listen, people think, people start investigating. You're known to be exposer and be snitching a rat. So when you talk, they think you might have some evidence.
Right? I can't DP you because I ain't from you. Do what you doing in your neighborhood. But see, they want to be outside. They members. They in the parking lot.
But I heard something about him going in somebody going in the car. It was 2 people there.
What I'm trying to tell you is it's a robbery. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure dude from living where he living, he ain't no slouch. I'm pretty sure.
You got that paid.
So and here comes the special circumstance. What Mac is talking about. The alleged story is that there was a DP. After the DP, maybe the guy, whatever state he was in, I don't know if he was knocked out, unconscious, whatever. But after they whooped him, they took some things off him. So that's what he's saying. It wasn't a robbery from what I hear. I don't know. I have no connection or inside knowledge. But from what I'm hearing from the public space is that it was a DP and they took something out of his pocket. But let's keep going, y'all.
You take some special circumstances. They ain't thinking. I think Ant Jefe in his head, I ain't touched nobody. Right? That's what he thinking. But if you got
and that's what I mean when I say that some people are guessing or alleging that, they may be trying to come at him, make sure he doesn't get out, put him under, extreme pressure because he's the one they would consider to be a weak link, not because he's a weak-minded person or anything like that, but because he's successful, he's in the media, he's having money, he may not be as active with the street life, you know what I mean? So they're like, let's put full court press on him because he would be the one most likely to crack because he has the most to lose. Let's keep going.
Over here saying Ant called him to come down. They got you.
That's what the gun said. That dude. That dude who be going against no jumper and point and shoot. He said when he looked at the penal code, said that he wasn't like Young and Jefe wasn't the direct cause of the death, but he was.
What let you know his homies is telling.
Hey, his bail got increased because they charged him with malice with forethought.
Okay, what does that tell you? That means they're saying you the mastermind.
Yeah,
somebody said.
No, that doesn't. No, that is not what that means. Malice with forethought means that they could have came there with the intention to do harm or great bodily harm or damage or something, you know what I mean? Violence to a person, which is common sense because we're talking about a DP. So if persons came to violently attack someone, or are they planned to do violence to a person? That's what that charge is about. And that it ain't that he's the mastermind. It's not a one of those gang leader charges or mastermind charges. It's basically saying you plan to do this and you came and executed that plan, which is the DP and legal language. Let's keep going.
Body saying the one orchestrated the play.
Look what it says.
But Face saying that the only reason his bail went up, he said it on the 24-hour live. Yes.
I mean, so let's think about what he's saying right there, right? I ain't gonna lie. He's saying they're saying he's the one that orchestrated the play. So let's assume maybe Wack has some type of, you know, logic to his statement. Okay, if that charge is related to somebody that like had, you know, some kind of leadership or planned it or whatever, and they're saying that his friends could have told on him. Let's just play into that theory. So is somebody in there saying, hey, I didn't plan this DP. Young Ant Jefe called the DP. Are they trying to say he's the big homie over there and he called for the DP of this person due to this? Are they saying that he is the one that, yeah, basically said this person needs to be DP'd, and without that statement, without that regulated call of action, this person wouldn't be unalived? That would make more sense, because I don't want to just come at it like, man, I don't like Wack, he lying, and he just, you know what I mean? Let's think about it logically. Okay, what is he saying there? All right, did he call the DP? Wack was saying a lot of stuff about a DP before this situation happened. Did he have, you know, some foreknowledge? He did say that Young Ant Jefe hang with one of his old homeboys, so I don't know. Let's keep going.
So he said the only reason his bail went up is because Flacco is putting
Again, a dummy
out there,
killing his credibility. Flacco talking about a taco stand.
Mm-hmm.
And got to do with the parking lot. He's killing his credibility, but he's a dummy. Let me ask you something. Who the sporty face, bro? That's 4 Extras family Adam used to antagonize dude when he got a diss song out on him. And he said his family and went up to No Jumper. Right? Let's just be real. Who is this? Where he come? What? Who is he? He get paid $150 for 5 hours to sit down and be milked. That's what he is.
So you saying that's a fact?
Wow. But you know, even though I know how Wack does it. Basically, he's just spinning the same narrative and talking points that he was using with Spotify. Y'all peep that? Because didn't he say that Spotify the only reason he was brought up there to be milked and, you know, use him for information on 4 Extras? So now you're just spinning them same talking points and putting them on Spotify, which I know Wack, so I know that he does that often. He'll take a whole scenario, talking points and everything from one situation and place it on another one just to continue the conversation going and create these clips. But let's keep going.
They get paid like $150.
I'm telling you what they get paid. You notice ain't nobody went against it.
You right.
I ain't gonna lie. They must have got a demotion because the number I was hearing was 200, which ain't but $50. But damn, they took $50 from y'all. Y'all was only getting $20. I mean, to $200.
Let me tell y'all what that malice for forethought, because this goes into the DP situation. Look, it says, if prosecutors believe someone participated in a violent act where death was a foreseeable outcome, even a so-called disciplinary punishment or group beating, they may try to argue implied malice or felony murder, depending on the acts.
Exactly. See what I'm saying? He basically just articulated what I said. Like, all right, let me take Wack out of it. No, you just landed it. No, that charge could be that he was the one that called for the DP. And I see what SPJ is saying. Maybe they got his physical phone records. I don't think that he would have been, you know, unintelligent enough to put it in a text message form. And then this may be where the confidential informants or the snitches or the people that are telling on Young and Jefe that Wack is talking about come into play. You know what I'm saying? Because how do they know who called the shot? How do they know who's the big homie? How do they know who called for the DP? This is something that I heard previous to any charges coming out. I won't lie. Like I said, there's a lot of things I could talk to y'all about. There's a lot of things I could tell y'all that I've heard that I'm almost sure is what it is. But, you know, I ain't here to do that. Let's keep going.
What they're saying is, and it take an A-Trade to say it, somebody told them people.
Imagine being able to
My
build
bad,
anything
y'all. I gotta
just by
get
thinking about it.
premium on my new
Meet
channel.
Base 44.
My bad.
And has
I'm gonna do it on the first when I get paid on Friday. I'll do it.
say masterminded. Now this goes to tell you, remember I told you, bro, my homies can't, it's only 3 of my homies can talk to me. My homies cannot just come talk to me. You got to talk to them. So, hey, now I would be able to go do that. You're not going to be able to go say, Wack was standing amongst us and did this.
Hey, look, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense why his cellmate, why his Cody wanted himself. He didn't want the snitch jacket.
Hey, let's roll.
He snitched on him.
Huh? What you say?
I said, now it makes sense why the other nobody killed himself. Because he refined, he snitched on him.
So I want to make it clear that we're all assuming, we're all just kind of taking the facts that we're hearing and trying to make sense of it. So what that guy is saying is that the reason that Young Ant Jefe's friend allegedly might have tried to take his own life was maybe that guy that tried to take his own life was the alleged snitch that told on Young Ant Jefe for calling the shot. Again, I don't have any information. I don't know if Young Ant Jefe even called a shot. I'm just going off the story and trying to make sense of the facts that we have. But let's keep going, y'all.
Really be him. It could be, bro, this is 4 months.
They said it was only them 2 there.
No, it's just a 4-month investigation. You know how many in a big hood? No, it's a bunch of over there working. You just don't know who.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What's your senses on it though, Wack? Do you think that there's a chance of beating it?
Yeah. What you say?
Do you think he got a chance of beating it?
Usually when it's a 4 month. See, when I thought they picked him up for the taco dash, he had action because that's something that just happened, right?
Right.
But when they pick you up 4 months later.
You heard what he said when I thought he picked him up for the taco stand shit.
So beating it.
Usually when it's a 4 month. See, when I thought they picked him up for the taco dash, he had action because that's something that just happened, right?
So I highlight that to say that, you know, a lot of people got in my DMs like, money, you didn't know what was going on. Ooh, this is what it's about. What I'll say is that that's not what he's charged with. Let's keep going.
Right. But when they pick you up 4 months later, and then you go to court your first time and they double your bond up like that and hit you with a 3-strike clause, they got what they got. He got to fight. Time to spend some money. If he's smart, he sell every dot, go get a top attorney, and try to play for a 10-piece. Get out the way. Because
and it's crazy. I hate to even say that this nigga's right or you know what I mean, whatever. But it's just like he's not real. He's keeping it funky. You got a body on you. Hopefully the 10-piece. I'm assuming what he's talking about is the manslaughter, right? You know what I mean? Some kind of associated to a manslaughter charge or something like that. But yeah, man, I hate to say that. That's with the situation at hand. That's the most likely best situation. Let's keep going.
But once they listen, he's already been in a situation where his homies told on him in the feds.
Yeah, when he went to the feds.
They told on him once already. And then the told on him, he didn't do nothing to him. That's the one that just died. The little Sody dude. They was a little mad at him that he talked about him after he died, not when he was here. So when they got you for 4 months investigation, they pick you knowing that you was part of the chatter in the background, somebody talking to them people.
That's what
Trust me, bro.
That's If you process this whole situation, unless they have some type of physical evidence, cameras, whatever, where they can identify, there is a situation I could think about. I'm not going to bring to the forefront. They could have identified something through that. It has to be somebody telling. It has to be a credible first party witness that is stating that he is directly responsible for this whole situation even coming to fruition. Let's keep going.
In 97, I was shocked. One of my G homies, we wanted coming out the judge chamber. The homie that left a body on the freeway burnt. Google it. Body found on Stillmar, California on freeway on fire, right? Like, what is this one coming out? You don't understand? He home. Get the stand. He tells, yeah, him right there, shot, killed, kidnapped, ransom, left him on the freeway to get him for 2 keys and 100,000. And they like, this wasn't him. So the defense attorney say, well, how could you speak on this? He wasn't nowhere in the area. They said he's been a confidential, reliable informant for the PPV gang members since 1987.
Right.
They homies. This one ours. Upper week. So now you thinking about every time they didn't raid it, we're like, you know where to go. You never know who's who, bro. You don't know what I'm saying? So if you think a neighborhood that big ain't got there talking, you crazy. They chose to pick him up when they felt they had enough. They could have picked it 2 months ago, 3 months ago. They chose to grab me now when they felt they had enough. And then he got a Cody that tried to sell Sody at the whole station. That's not a good look.
Munchie B said that it was a possibility that they would lower the bond, but in fact they.
No, he don't know what he's talking about. He ain't never even been in this situation. Munchie.
Man, in real life, Munchie was definitely correct. There was a lot of chance that they could have lowered that bond with the bail hearing. Again, most times when they raise the bail, it's because they have concrete evidence that you are directly responsible of something like, this heinous. It has to be like a heinous crime, and then it's like you're directly responsible, flight risk. It's many things, but I don't think Munchie was off with what he was saying.
We'll never see it our way, respectfully.
No pun intended.
Yeah, look, he need to tell us how he beat them gun cases he got caught with.
Yeah, he told him he blind. Like, can you beat that because you blind?
No, I didn't know. I didn't see it.
No.
So if I get my blind, like if I put all the pipes on my blind, that's
they might hit him with special circumstances because he blind with a gun.
Yeah. But that don't mean you gonna beat it.
Hell no, you're a felon. You've been to the joint. Hot OR. If you get ORs on your first time going front, you know ORs, you're an ex-con, you'd have been in jail 4, 5, 6 times.
Now they gonna start talking about Munchie because they ain't got nothing more to say about young Ant Jefe, but let's keep going though.
You get the bail.
Not for no guns, they automatically take you.
Yeah, so you notice he ain't talking about that. He ain't even mentioned. He don't even think we know. Now when I beat the case, I'm talking about it. I was involved in something. He think he's got some imaginations with me, bro.
Bro, he definitely talked about it. He definitely talked about how he beat the case and he got it off. He got past that situation. So you Whack is the type of motherfucker that he can trick a motherfucker that is not a known or a goofy motherfucker really easily. But if you go to talking to somebody that knows what they're talking about, it's like, bro, you're just talking out your ass.
Investigating something. I don't know, bro. I know I'm on my way to DRC. I know they just cleared my visa. Keep pissing them off.
And Jefe has been arrested once before and did 10 years in the feds because of a snitch in his hood. Until now recently being arrested again, possibly by somebody snitching again, is wild. Now I hope Ant is innocent, had nothing to do with it. But they have been investigating this for 4 months and they raised his bail. Then his Cody tried to unalive himself. This seemed to me like Ant going to have an uphill battle. It's a state case, so he might have action, but I agree with Wack. If they offer him 10, he might have to consider that. Because if he take it to the box and lose, he gonna get cooked. It's gonna be a tough decision for Ant Jefe because he just got done doing 10, and then they have to turn around and do another 10. But I'd rather do that extra 10 than do life. But let me know what you think about all this in the comment section.
All right, man. So with this situation, man, I agree with Clips. I agree with Wag as far as this point that, you know, if they got some solid evidence against him that, you know, that manslaughter or, you know, that 10 piece may be the best option for him, man. I really just hate that this situation is what's going on. You know what I mean? I think we have a little bit more context to why Young Ed Jefe was talking about loyalty and watch the people you kick it with and you hang with. I think he had some information, you know, maybe he found out through a lawyer, bail bondsman, whoever, that he had a warrant. You know, I just hate that this happened to him. I hate that we couldn't have that conversation, you know, 5 months ago, if they saying this happened 4 months ago. So, you know, um, definitely let's keep Young and Jefe in our prayers. You know what I'm saying? And you know, just shoot them good energy over there. You know what I mean? That's all I can really say at this point, man. But let's get into this content though, y'all. All right. So yeah, man, that was Clips Reacts with the Young and Jefe content. Let's see what else is going on out here. All right. So I want to stick on this Young and Jefe situation. So let's look up Young and Jefe. That's how I know I'm not in the algorithm. Usually my videos pop up one of the first two.